So, Arknights Endfield. The game has been out for 2 weeks, and what a release it's had. The whole situation with PayPal payments, the complaints about the endless amount of tutorials and the factory, and the typical review bombing that seems to be the norm nowadays. I don't really want to go too deep or review all aspects of the games, but one point in particular that caught my attention was the discussions that started even before release about the gacha system. The opinions seem to be pretty divided, with some saying how unfair and predatory it is, while others agree that with good planning and currency management, it's a very free-to-play friendly option. For some people, perhaps too used to the standards set by MiHoYo and the mainstream AAA gacha ecosystem, Enfield's approach seems to be a complete slap in the face. Of course, I wanted to try this out and see for myself just how is it. I wanted to have an opinion based on my own experience while playing the game. My aim was to see how hard it could be to get the featured character on release compared to other games that I've played in the past, like Honkai Star Rail or Wuthering Waves. In my case, playing from day one on both Star Rail and Wuthering Waves, I pulled for CR and Yielding respectively, and unfortunately, I went to hard pity on both of them. On top of that, I had to scramble to get enough pulls for their weapons as well. I even missed CR's Lycon in the first run. In retrospective, I probably shouldn't have tried so hard on these characters, but that's beside the point. Going back to Enfield, as of now, I haven't put a single penny into the game, and relied only on resources and rewards you can get as a non-spending player, like game progression, redeem codes, sign-in bonuses, and so on. Here's a quick glance at the initial freebies available. As you can see, the game already gives you a good boost to get several pulls going. Since the game gives you so many tickets for the different type of banners, I figured I'd just spend them as they came. So, my first few pulls weren't anything spectacular. Actually, you're guaranteed to have at least one 6-star by the end of the beginner New Horizons banner, which is how I got Amber as my first premium character. Let me apologize because I didn't really record the full thing, as I was kinda just playing casually and pulling whenever I had enough to do a few temples at once. So here I am with enough currency to pull 60 times in Laevatains banner, which is my goal, and... Oh my god, could it be?
Nope.
Alright, it wasn't Laevatain, but at least I got a Arknights. We take those. Up next. Yo, you gotta be kidding me! Back to back. Oh gosh, I feel that I was so close to getting Laevatains just now, but anyways, we keep on rolling and... Yes! Gotta believe. So, all that was really cool and all, but here I am, still losing 50-50s, so I started feeling discouraged and stopped recording, which I really regret, cause from now on, the magic really starts happening. Yep, fast forward, and 215 pulls after, across all 3 different banners, I got 1 6-star in the beginner banner, which was guaranteed, 2 6-star characters back to back in basic headhunting inside 75 pulls, and 4 6-star characters in charter headhunting inside 100 pulls with the featured character before the spark condition. And if it wasn't low enough odds of this happening, I only got 1 duplicate out of all these and completed the permanent banner roster. Mind you, you get Ardelia for free, so that's one off the checklist, and statistically, there is higher chance of getting a duplicate of the featured character than a duplicate of any non-featured character. I'm not gonna explain the math behind it, since I didn't really do it myself, but by providing the gacha rules to ChatGPT, I got the approximate odds for each situation. And while the AI didn't take into consideration soft pity, it still made sense, cause if we evaluate the isolated situation of getting a 6-star in the banner, the odds of being a feature is 1 in 2, while the odds of being non-feature is 1 in 7, 7 being the pool size in this current banner. So, character pulling is done. Now it was time to move on to the weapons, actually the cherry on top, cause Laevatain's weapon came home in the first 10 pulls with a 25-75 spread, If anything, I was so high on gambler dopamine from all this pulling that instead of stopping there and saving precious weapon banner currency, I was a complete moron and spent 40 more pulls on Pogranichnik's banner, my logic being that since I have all these 6-star characters, they deserve their respective signature weapons. Big mistake, all things considered. So after this, what do I think of the gacha system in Arknights Endfield? I'm not making any groundbreaking discoveries here, it's a gacha game and it comes down to luck. You can sort of shape your own luck a little by identifying what type of characters your account needs and saving accordingly. The fear of missing out is strong, but that shouldn't drive your decision making when pulling on a banner. I'm probably very biased right now, but I do think that at least on launch the game is very free to play friendly. Having 120 be the worst case scenario of getting a featured character is clearly a better option compared to the 160 or 180 in other mainstream gacha games. And just for the record, I only played inside Valley 4 with plenty of side quests to clear and have yet to step in Wulin. Honestly, once I got Laevatains, I drastically slowed down the pace, so there's still plenty of ore barrel to farm for. At the moment we're being pampered with lots of freebies like free characters and weapons, urgent recruitment which is a bonus 10 pulls after 30 tries in charted headhunting, or the free temple voucher you get for the next banner after pulling 60 times in the current banner. While this might seem like bait, I would like to consider it a bonus that you get for planning ahead and pulling on a character that you want. Honestly, it had never felt this good to lose a 50-50, and I know my case is only an outlier, and clearly not a real representation of what you should expect in a chance-based event. Arguably, launch is the best time frame to enter any gacha game, since that's usually when they're the most generous and they want to give the player the most resources to set the motion going in their account. We will only be able to have a more balanced and objective review once the reward bonanza stops and the updates and endgame cycles have been normalized. And that's it for the video. Hope you enjoyed it. This was Uma. Until next time.